19 years ago, standing in a stadium that no longer exists, Bill Belichick delivered the ultimate Tom Brady understatement. The quarterback, just 24 years old then, was a few days away from his first professional start. The Patriots were 0-2. Drew Bledsoe was injured. Patriots fans were freaking out. Belichick, speaking to a group of media doubters, was annoyed. "I really don't think I'm going to be standing here week after week talking about the problems that Tom Brady had," the coach said. "I have confidence in him. We've come so far and seen so much since that September 2001 moment at Old Foxborough Stadium." Confidence in Tom Brady? Well, yeah. It's obvious now as we sit here in March 2020, looking back on a staggering amount of his regular and postseason games, 326, wins, 249, and touchdown passes, 614. It was the on-field confidence and intelligence and presence of Brady that helped lead us here. Well-fed and sufficiently spoiled, bouncing on the lap of NFL history. 9 Super Bowl appearances? Seriously? 6 Super Bowl titles. 9 consecutive years in the conference championship game. 21 wins in a row. 3 titles in a 4-year span at the beginning of the 21st century, bookended by 3 titles spread over 5 years at the end of the decade. Even our heartbreak is privileged. Most notably, there was that time in February 2008 that an 18-game winning streak couldn't be extended to 19, leading to a Super Bowl loss to the Giants and an identity crisis at the 6-year mark of the dynasty.
There's other things that have come up in my life that I've had to make choices on. So, one of the choices was to, spend time away with things that I don't get the opportunity to do when I'm in the football season.
The two characters who were always there at field level from day one were Belichick and Brady. They were there, which brings us back to those understatements. Tom Brady is now a former Patriot. How can something so significant be reduced to a handful of words like that? And how can that sentence even be true? And what now with this new rivalry of Belichick versus Brady? Will Brady blow past his target age of 45 and push for 47 or even 50 to prove a point to the coach? Brady said it many different ways over the years, and when he didn't say it, people said it about him. Strip away the dimpled smile, the celebrity life, the commercials, the stacks of money, and what you have is a devoted guy who just wants to ball. A cast of admirers from Richard Seymour to Rex Ryan to Julian Edelman to Gerald McCoy said that about him over the years.
He puts in the work to be one of the elite players, because when Tom first got here, he was, slim, skinny kid, and now you kind of look at him, he has legs, chest, he's in there doing Olympic lifts and, working out in the off season, just like offensive or defensive lineman.
I don't know what's driving him. He's got all the rings, he's got all this stuff. But there's something internal that drives that guy, and he's in phenomenal shape.
He lives, breathes, and eats football.
It's unbelievable what he's doing. It really is, and old Benjamin Button hasn't slowed down yet.
I feel better now at 39 than I did when I was 29.
He's 175 years old, and he's still moving like he's 22.
Maybe they were all right, and this time, Belichick got it wrong. The foundation was set in 2000 when Brady was drafted on Belichick's 48th birthday, and it began to flourish the next year when Brady got that first start. He was one of the youngest players on the team, but he had a way about him that allowed him to connect with a range of locker room personalities. Matt Light, a rookie in 2001, called his quarterback a model American. Brady said what fans wanted to hear in 2006. He continued to speak about trying to become a better player every year. When asked about his contract, he said, "How much money does a person need?" 3 years later, now a father and married to supermodel Gisele Bündchen, his comments changed. There were no sharp edges yet, but he did allow, "I think we are all underpaid."
I know when I signed my deal a few years ago, it was a darn good deal, and I felt very good about the team's commitment, and hopefully they feel good about what I've done for this team and for the organization. And unfortunately, those decisions aren't made by the players. We can't go out there and offer ourselves anything. We just have to deal with how they want to approach and how the team wants to approach those type of discussions. So hopefully I'm with the Patriots for a long, long time.
They pushed each other from their parallel tracks. Belichick let Brady have the offense, and Brady never asked Belichick for personnel power. Along the way, they broke records that had been set by their childhood icons. 2012 and 2013, There were 2 more conference championship appearances. They were both losses. Brady's 13 was statistically unimpressive, and he was 36. There was tension in the spring when the Patriots drafted a quarterback, Jimmy Garoppolo, in the 2nd round. Belichick was unsentimental when asked about the selection.
The situation we have at quarterback, I think that we felt as an organization that we needed to address that to some degree in the future. So we'll see how all that works out. You're better off being early rather than late at that position. You know what Tom's age and contract situation is. I don't think you want to have one quarterback on your team. I think that's responsible to the entire team or the organization.
That was quickly forgotten by fans months later when the Patriots went on a run and won their 4th Super Bowl and 1st in a decade. The post-Super Bowl conflict in New England was over deflated footballs, Deflategate, and how the league and public interpreted Brady's role in it.
Is Tom Brady a cheater?
I don't believe so. I mean, I feel like I've always played within the rules. I would never do anything to break the rules.
New England never poured out its soul and intimacy on an athlete like it did for Brady. The relationship with the employer, though, slid into a cool professionalism. Where he once raced to Foxborough for off-season activities, Brady skipped them to spend more time with his family. Where his personal trainer and confidant, Alex Guerrero, once had free access to players and facilities at home and on the road, Belichick suddenly restricted it. Where a Brady Super Bowl win once brought him even closer to immortality, all it earned him at 39 was a year-to-year promise from Belichick.
When a player gets to a certain point in his career, at some point it becomes year-to-year. When you get players that have reached a certain point, then it's more of a maintenance and maintaining the level, that high level of play, their maximum level of play, wherever that level is.
The remarkable winning continued, even if warning signs of the end flashed. Why couldn't Brady get a contract extension? He didn't get one after leading the Patriots back from a 25-point deficit to the Falcons in the Super Bowl, his 5th title in 2016. He was MVP of the league in 17, the same year Garoppolo was traded to San Francisco. Brady threw for over 500 yards in his 8th Super Bowl appearance, a loss to the Eagles. Still no extension. It began as a good business relationship. It started to expire in 2019 as just business. There was no extension for Brady, 41 going on 42, and he asked to be a free agent. He put his Brookline house on the market. He seemed agitated by teammates who were either too young, too limited, or too injured to make his offense credible. He didn't just lack an extension. He frequently lacked a starting left tackle, center, and number 2 wide receiver. His tight ends were the least productive in football. Over 11 days, talented receiver Antonio Brown signed, caught a touchdown pass, was accused of sexual assault, and released. The Patriots went 12-4, and by the end of the season, it felt like a hopeless team with the opposite record. We've been here waiting since January, but we all saw it coming for months, didn't we? How could we miss it? Look at all the clues. Look at how misaligned Belichick and Brady were in February and March. Look at how it unraveled at the end, just like all relationships that collapse, in a pile of excuses and no communication. We should have seen it coming. Still, the official announcement stings. Years ago, he saw this day coming. He said when it happens, the world will keep spinning and the sun will come out without him.
Can't be around this long and not realize that, the world will keep spinning and the sun will come up tomorrow without you.
He's right. The New England sun indeed came out this morning. At dusk, it will set on what used to be a dynasty.